recording and we'll start. All right, perfect. I call the meeting to order at 9:22 a.m. Let's stand for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance
to the flag,
to the flag,
the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Okay, agenda. So the minutes for the last meeting, I'm going to make a motion to postpone these to a date certain, which will be next. We'll bring them up on the next agenda. So I'd make a motion to postpone the minutes to a date certain. So that'd be if you could, Jeff, second that, and we can bring it up.
Yeah, I'll second that motion.
Is there any discussion on the motion? Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, so Joe, we can make sure, Mark, we can make sure that they get posted in draft form to be compliant, and then we'll, I don't anticipate any changes, but I would have felt more comfortable with Rodney doing the vote on that part. And that Jeff was going to likely abstain anyways. So next we've got the security and vestibules and roof. So for the for that, yeah, Sal, if you can update us. I don't think we've made. I don't believe there's much on the roof, and the vestibules is sort of pending. But
yeah, I just had a call from Ken over at the SPA. Kermit Thompson, the reviewer, was asking for a couple more items this morning, so he's scrambling to get those up to him so that the letter can get out today, because the girl, the woman that types the letters is on vacation next week, so we're scrambling to get in front of her because there's nobody else that can type a letter up there. Believe it or not, that's the way the office works. So that's the update on that. So fingers crossed, and hopefully we have it by the end of the day. I got the, I have another roofing project that was reviewed a week after the North Stratfield one. Of course, I got the letter for that one yesterday. But it's the way that office works. And that's the update on it. The security vestibule projects, Mike Testani and I have a call with Ella Sun, who's the director of the grant side, on Monday afternoon around 2:30. She had some questions for us. So hopefully that'll be moving along shortly.
perfect. So, all right. So anything else on the vestibule and roof, or do we want to dive into AC projects?
I have nothing else on the
Yeah, let's go to
vestibule
the
and roof.
yeah, let's go to the AC project part, and then just discuss, because of the waiting of this letter. I would say that the timeline for the bidding is essentially, I mean, the whole schedule, which we'll need to, once we do the bid, we're actually, and that it wasn't just moved by a day or so. And if we could get a completely updated schedule, Mark, distributed whatever day that the bid actually does go out. If you could redo the entire schedule, the calendaring docs, everything, and send that out to the full distro list for that. It's probably gonna just be almost a full 1 week roll over on that. And I don't know if anybody has any updates beyond that, but that's just where we're at. So but I know everyone's waiting, in the queue, and with that, you're going to have to shift some of the pre-bid, right? Some of these dates, the meetings and whatnot. So,
Yeah.
just obviously work, with Central, well, Sal's gonna on that part, but just make sure they're all on the same page for the dates and getting people through the buildings and whatnot. But, I don't know if anybody has any LCC wise, or it feels like we're sort of there, right? So put
Yeah,
back.
we're generally ready to go. We're just waiting for the release of this letter so we can release the documents and advertise. So it's kind of in a holding pattern right now. We're targeting probably Sal the 13th now for the pre-bid because that's a early dismissal, I believe. The Tuesday of the 13th.
Yes, Mark
So,
and I had that. Mark and I had that
Yeah.
discussion
Yep.
yesterday. That's fine.
so again,
Yeah.
hopefully we get the letter today and we can start for advertising Monday.
Yeah,
Um,
basically up on the screen, in blue is what the original schedule was. In red is I moved it a week, just anticipating, hoping that it's just a week adjustment. So
Yeah.
I will distribute this out.
Yeah.
We still are making, it's going to be tighter on the tail end, but we're still making the 4-1 Board of Selectmen meeting. Is what our target was prior.
Yeah, we're basically kind of losing more. Hopefully, we get the letter so we can get this thing done. Otherwise, it's just getting tighter and tighter. So, yeah. Okay.
yeah. Um, okay. Next up, we've got approvals. And then under approvals, invoices. So, let's put them, let's approve them separately and by number. So I'll make the motions on this. So the first one will be, I'd like to make a motion, to approve the invoice, the Silver Petroselli invoice number 23-1603 dated 12/1/23 for $1,600. Need a second on that?
Second.
So we have discussion on that. Just Mark.
This is Mark Schweitzer with Colliers. Yes, this is the invoice I mentioned last week that was skipped over inadvertently. So this is just their design services for November.
Perfect. Any other discussions, questions? Okay. With that, if we could have a vote on that, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oh, Rodney's on as well now. Make that note at 9.
Yeah, sorry to be late, folks. I had
No worries. And so I have 2. Jeff, I didn't see your vote on that one.
I said aye, yes.
Aye, perfect. Okay, so it passes unanimously. And so the next one, if I could have maybe Rodney, if you want to make the motion on this one. I know I normally don't. So we've now all passed the Silver Petroselli. So if you could make a motion on the next one.
I make a motion to accept the invoice from Slavemore Board Fitz Building. Invoice number 4, dated out of $13,300.
I'll second that. Have any discussion? Mark, just walk us through that quick.
This is
the first we're seeing this. First invoice we're seeing.
no, this is the 4th. We've approved
One, we're-
3 other ones,
Okay, I'm sorry, I just don't remember.
and the first 3 were for stored materials. I believe this one is also. This was reviewed by Van Zelm, who is the engineer of record on this, and certified by them.
Was this a pay rec? Or
Yes.
just an invoice?
It's a pay
I
application.
see
Yes.
the pay rec, okay. All right, thanks.
Any other discussion? All right, we'll vote then. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Passes unanimously. Next item up on the agenda, Mark, pull that back up for us.
Yep.
All right, so we've
You
got
seen it?
new business, nomination and election of committee secretary. So at this time, I am dual rolled. I believe I was a secretary prior, and now I'm chair. So I was going to, there's 3 of us, so I was going to suggest that we make Jeff the secretary. So so on my end, I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
So make and so do we have any discussion on that?
I
You don't have
lost
to
2
do that.
bets.
Just welcome aboard, Jeff.
That's it. Yeah. Same thing happened to me at the first meeting, right? So
Sharpen my pencil.
so we'll any other discussion on this? Otherwise, we've got a motion for to nominate Jeff Gaudenzi as the secretary. So all in favor?
Aye.
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 So this would be an interesting procedural one. I did not table. Feel free anybody else on the Roberts rules part. We did not table the minutes. We postponed them to a date certain. I believe even in that we can bring that back. So we can either leave it and roll it into the next one, or now that Rodney's here, we can sort procedurally the best way to, if anyone's got any advice on that. I've done enough of these, I'm pretty good at it, but I've never postponed to a date certain and then have that date certain be that literal date and bring it back. I would think though, under new business, we could add the item and just bring it back, and that we did not actually put a specific date. So maybe we do it that way.
I think,
So,
David, you just have to someone has to make a motion to bring it back.
right? Well, I
Right.
didn't table it, so technically when you table it, and then you bring the motion to bring it back. I wasn't really sure when you postpone to a date certain, do you just add it back in, or do you just make a motion to bring it back?
I
So,
think you make a motion to. Yeah, don't you have to make a motion first to cancel or whatever the original motion, and then you bring it back, and then you have to make a motion. Part of that is you have to make a motion to bring it back now, I think.
it would be tabling though, I think. You want to hold on for a second? Just It's already been postponed to a date certain. It's just gonna have to be at the next meeting. So let's post the draft minutes as is. They're unlikely to actually change, but just mark them as draft, and then we'll have to mark them as undraft, unfortunately. So next time I might table and then pull back and whatever. I mean, it happens. So not a big deal, but that's the answer if it was postponed versus tabled. So all right. So we have unless anybody else has anything else under new business, I think we're good. All right. So I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
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 All right. Well, you got a quick one, Jeff. So welcome aboard. All
Have a
right.
good weekend, everybody.
Bye, everybody.